show you how to make your own little folded photo book, or it could be like your own version of a smash book or travel book or whatever however you want to use it. This one I did not make. This one is from Heidi Swapp, and it's called a Photobook or a Fotostack. And this is a product that hasn't been out very long, but unfortunately it has been discontinued. So I'm looking for a way to make my own. And there I have a video that utilizes this one on a scrapbook page, and I found it so great and that I wanted to do my own, and I wanted to show you how to make them since I'd shown you a scrapbook page with a product that had been discontinued. So let's do ours. It's actually very inexpensive and very fast to do. It's going to end up though being a little bit smaller than this. This works out to be 9.5 inches, and it gets to be that size because the paper that was used to make it is over 14 inches long, and I don't have any paper that long, and most people don't. So we're going to use regular 12-inch paper and do a little bit different scoring than what they've done, and we'll get a slightly smaller but still a very useful little folded book. All right. I'm going to start with some cardstock. I want to show you using both cardstock and using designer paper. I'm going to cut my cardstock in 4 by 12 inch lengths. So I'm just going to divide it into 3 parts. Alright, so I have 3 4 by 12s, and I just chose a fairly smooth ivory cardstock, so that way I could do some stamping and things with it if I wanted to. Now, at this point, I'm going to do some scoring. So I'm going to score my first piece, the piece that's going to end up on top of and the back of the photo book, at 3 1/2 inches. Okay. And then I'm going to score my second piece at 4 1/2 inches. Make sure I got that straight. Okay. And then my last one at 5 1/2 inches. And then when I put these together, putting the 4 1/2 over the 5 1/2 and the 3 1/2 as the top or outside layer, I have a nice stacked folded arrangement that looks somewhat like the photo book. It's smaller in length. I made it 4 inches wide, and I of course don't have the fancy little finished edges that you have here. If you have the right software, like a Silhouette or something, you could probably do something similar to that, but you don't really have to. All you need are some simple punches. I'm going to use my corner rounder, and I'm going to use 1/4 inch rounds and just round all the corners. Okay. Now it's getting closer to looking like the sample that we had. Now I need some tabs. Now the way that I'm going to do my tabs is to use a tab punch. And again, I can use a neutral cardstock or I can use some designer paper. Either way. So for my example, I just have another sheet of the same paper, and I'm going to go ahead and punch out some tabs. Another thing you could do, of course, is use tab stickers. I think Crepe Paper does those a lot on their sticker sheets, and I know that October Afternoon often has them on their sticker sheets, and maybe some of the other companies. So depending on what you wanted to put on your different tabs. And you can punch out more tabs than this. I'm just doing a few to give you an idea. And then I would take these and glue them on to my photo book in different places. They could go on the tops or on the ends or around on either side. You could put them all on one side if you wanted to. You could do some ribbon instead of tabs. It's your book. You can do all kinds of different things to it. Now at this point, I would probably, since this is a solid paper, do some stamping to dress it up a little bit, maybe add some other layers of designer paper, and I would probably want to do that before I put it together. But let's say that I had it all ready to put together. I just need a regular household stapler and some sort of foam surface. I'm going to stack my layers together so that they are folded, and lay them down with the outside of the fold up. And then I'm just going to press my stapler into where the fold is. And you can do 2 or 3 staples. And this is pushing the staples into my mat. You could use a mouse pad for this if you don't have a paper piercing mat. And when I turn it over, I'll take a bone folder and then just fold the staples to the inside. And there's my completed project. Again, all I need to do is add those tabs, and if I haven't already, any stamping or anything that I want, and I have a great place to put journaling, additional photos, that type of thing. Now let's do one using designer paper. I have 3 different papers here that I've cut 4 inches by 12 inches, and I went ahead and rounded the corners on them. And I played around with the order that I wanted them to be in by stacking them up and then folding over and kind of seeing what would lay against each other and then how they would look open. And I came up with this order. I wanted this one with the journaling lines, the ledger paper, to be a complete sheet, so it needed to be on the inside, so it would be all whole together rather than being, stuck in between, so you'd only see part of it at a time. And so this is the order that I came up with, and I'm ready to score. The outermost one I've already scored at 3.5. I did that one. So the next level I want to score at 4.5. And this is fairly thick papers. And then this last one I want to score at 5.5. Okay. Put it on the inside. Okay. And so there's my booklet. And I think these would look good with a little bit of ink around the edge. And I don't have any Distress ink in gray, but I have Stampin' Up! Ink, and it works very well in gray. So I'm just going to run around the edges with some Distress ink. Now remember, when you're inking, to not just do the outside but also the inside. Alright, and now I'm ready to put this together, and then I'll put some tabs on it. So to put it together, I do the same process that I did before. Make sure everything's lined up. And I'll take my stapler. Oops, I want to work, yeah, that's right, I want to work from the outside. Okay, same process. Now, I'm ready to add some tabs, and I have 3 different things here, or I have 2 different things. I have some tabs that I punched out of designer paper, and I also have some ribbons that I want to add. Oh, and there's one other thing that I wanted to do. I want to add a way to attach this to so that it can be pulled out of a sleeve, like in my layout that I did. So I cut a piece of twill tape, and I'm going to attach this onto the back, and I meant to do it before I stapled all this together, but it can still be done. So I'm just going to add this to the back. And what that will do is it gives me a pull tab. So when this is in place inside a folder, I can pull it out. Now I can add my tabs, and I can decide, which ones I want to put them on. I can put them all on one side, or I can put them alternating sides. I am also going to do some with some ribbon, kind of like I did that, but do it over one of the pages, maybe the screen page, to put some ribbon and do something a little bit different. They also have this twill tape, so I can take this and I can fold it and put it as one of the levels as well. That would be another option. I could stitch these on, I can staple them on, lots of different options. So I'm going to put on some tabs and then we'll come back and see the finished book. And here's our finished folder. I put some tabs on with glue, I sewed some on, just different things. The only one I wasn't crazy about is this. I may add a button or something in the final product, but you can see that you can do lots of different things, and you could stamp and add stuff to these. You could run this way and turn the book this direction instead of going that way. Either way, even the back is attractive depending on the designer papers that you use. So now you have a way to capture several photos, journaling, lots of things. It's a little bit like a smash book that you can tuck inside your scrapbook pages. So thanks for joining me, and be sure and check out my layout where I utilize the Heidi Swapp version of this. And I'll try to work this one into a project sometime soon. Thank you.